What are you doing over there?
Alright guys, we're going to run this evening very similar to a breakfast meeting. So we're going to start ringing the bell. Good evening, Gate City Rotary! Alright, every week I have to do this 2 times. Let's try it again. Good evening, Gate City Rotary! Buster has our invocation, pledge, 4-way test.
All right. Please join me in prayer. Eternal God, we come before you tonight to celebrate this past year. We thank you for the fellowship we've enjoyed, for the laughter and encouragement, for the gift of being allowed to share in each other's grief and joy. We thank you for allowing us to serve, to be your hands and feet in this world, to serve the least of these, and to some small degree ease the burden of those who struggle. Thank you for allowing us to serve alongside each other and to do your will in the world. Give us grace and wisdom in the coming year to make us good stewards of your gifts. Thank you for all these friends gathered here and for those who are not with us tonight. Thank you for this food and fellowship. Amen. Amen. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And please join me in the 4-way test. Of the things we think, say, and do,
is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, so in a typical meeting at this point, I would look around the room and try to find Steve Scott. Steve has been our fearless Sergeant-at-Arms for most of the year. And he messes with me every meeting. He just moves around the room. So where he was last week, he's not there this week. So I just have to keep looking around. We're not going to do that this week. We've got so many guests. What I would like to do is if we're going to start at this table and just sort of work our way around the room. And if the Rotarian would just stand up, introduce yourself, and introduce your guests, that would be awesome. Chip, we'll start with you.
Sure. Chip Vale, this is my wife Laura.
Claudia is my guest. Let's work our way around. And you know, this was just because we have had so many district governors come to our meetings and assistant district governors. I felt it only proper to have a district governor-elect in our presence tonight. So Claudia came to join us.
Yeah, my guest is Frank Cheney, my fiance. Stand up.
My guest is my wife, Mary Ruth Hunt.
My guest is Mary Kate, my wife.
And also, my guest, we've got a past district governor over here, Joe Kelly, assistant district governor over here as well, Susie Kelly. So these guys are my guests.
This is my husband, Mark.
Dr. Lewis, my wife.
My much better half for almost 29 years, Judy, and my stupid sister.
She had that coming. Dan has been at her mercy at so many events. It's only fitting that she be able to return serve cookie. All right, Cookie Billings.
God Midget, my guest, Susie, my wife.
Bobby Christensen, my wife of 32 years, Jill, and my real shoes.
All right, so this is my daughter, Kaylee Justice. She's been helping us out at the front desk. And my wife, Stephanie.
Mr. President.
My wife Wendy, the future First Lady of Rotary.
I'm Lisa Simpson. This is my guest, Sonny Vestal.
Good evening, I'm Kelly Harrell and my wife Kelly of 25 years.
Steve Scott, my guest, Steve Scott, and my pseudonym, Steve Scott.
My guest, my wife Cynthia, since everybody's bragging about years, almost 32 years.
All right.
And while not technically a guest, we need to recognize Lawrence Mann in the house.
Okay. My bride, Marianne, on Monday, we will have married 46 years.
She does.
We are newlyweds.
Sally Milliken, my husband Gene Turtle.
Matthew Foster, and my guest is my wife / director / total. Tell me what to do. Mark.
Crumley, my husband Jimmy Crumley of 35 years. Erica Parker, my husband Bo, and if we make it till September, it'll be 21 years.
David Crabtree, my wife Sherry, 36 years.
Sean Robertson, my beautiful wife Kelly.
Guy Rabondo, my wife Carrie.
Jim Roberts, I'm here with my husband Guy.
Chris Steele, my wife.
All right, well, welcome all guests and Rotarians. We're going to take an intermission for dinner, so enjoy. Age, name something that can make you feel like a kid again. All right, hold on. Now, everybody's seen the family
Sex
feud
is number
before,
one.
right? This is the single answer period. You can't keep up. Danny's on his own right, okay? You gotta let it in.
Circus.
All right.
I think your first name is
All right. So, now what about popsicles? Right? You know what? I'm going to give you credit. Eating sweets. Eating sweets makes you feel like a kid again. That's the number one answer. All right. You got no strikes, Farley family. 6 more answers left on the board. What makes you feel like a kid? All right. Gonna blow some bubbles. Hey, you know, as much as I'm trying to stretch it. All right, you got 1 strike, Farley family. Gigi. Okay. All right, we're gonna play some games. Playing games in sports. Ding, 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 ding. That's number 3 answer. All right, we got the Kellys over here.
I'm just glad I wasn't good at
All right. We got 5 answers left on the board. Okay. You're gonna watch some cartoons, and you're gonna get a strike. Yeah! All right, we got 5 answers left on the board. Joe, what do we got?
Please do.
Okay. All right, going to the beach makes you feel like a kid again. It makes me feel like a 3rd strike. Win family, you got a chance to steal. You got 5 answers on the board. Come on, we're together. What you got?
Yeah, I believe it or not.
What you got? What you got?
Thank you.
We're gonna go with women. Okay. Yeah, women. Hey, I expected that from Farley. All right, so what are you going with?
We're gonna go with swimming.
All right. Going down to the swimming holes. All right, so the number two answer was falling in love. Falling in love makes you feel like a kid again. Number 4 was being around some kids. Of course, that makes you feel like a kid again.
Sex creates kids.
Going to Disney or riding some rides. Riding a bike and dancing. All make you feel like a kid. All right, so at our meetings we have one more very popular segment we try to do most weeks. So, Mike, come on up, man. Come on up, Mike Conrad. Come on up. Conrad, come on. Hey, Bo, come on down, man. Come on down, Bo. All right, hey. So we got something going on called the sock check. All right? So look, it's an open challenge. If anybody out there wants to compete with these two gentlemen in the sock challenge, come on down. I mean, if anybody's got some socks, bring them. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Anybody else? Oh, okay. We got another one. All right, hey, I'm gonna stand back.
Let them have it.
All right, hey, Farley, let's see what you got, man.
Let's see.
Hey, I can barely even see those socks. But what you got, man? What you got? All right, what you got, Conrad? Conrad, what you got?
Look at those shoes you got. That makes
Wow. All right, Sean, what you got?
I've got llamas.
Night bug.
So any of you guys that send your loved ones off to Rotary in the morning on Thursdays, now you see how productive we are. That's what we do. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start handing out some swag. Now one thing that we do at meetings throughout the year is, when appropriate, we go ahead and recognize our Paul Harris Fellows. And Mike Conrad's going to come up and explain a little bit about what our foundation does, and then he's going to hand out some of these Paul Harris awards. Come on up, Mike.
All right, thanks, Chris. I'm just devastated I didn't win that. After all this year.
Suck it up.
But isn't this a great affair? This is really wonderful. I mean, the camaraderie in this club is incredible. This is the best club in all of Rotary. I have been to many, and we are the best. But tonight, it is a real privilege for me to present 5 new Paul Harris Fellows.
Wow.
As we all know, Paul Harris was a founder of Rotary back in 1905. He and 3 other gentlemen started it, and in 1957, in honor of him, there was a Paul Harris Fellow established to commemorate or to remember him for what he had done. And what it really does is $1,000 that a person or a member contributes to our Rotary Foundation for humanitarian and educational purposes. And I think it's incredible that we are now in the 100th year of our Rotary Foundation. I know that my wife Marianne and Gigi and Jim and I just came back from the Rotary International Convention in Atlanta, where we were celebrating the 100th year of our Rotary Foundation. And guess what? Back in 1917, Arch Crump said we need to start an endowment for doing good in the world. And the first contribution came from a club in Kansas, $26.50. Today, our Rotary Foundation has not only done good in the world, but over $3 billion worth of good in the world. And that's incredible. That truly is incredible. And when you think about it, the things that we do from a district grant perspective here in our own community, but think about the global grants. Danny's got a huge grant that he is working on in Vietnam. Global grant scholars, peace scholars, anything to do with water, health, education. That's what we're all about. And to be a Paul Harris Fellow is an incredible honor. So tonight, we've got 5 of those that are here. And let me get my list. And I'm going to ask you to come forward, please.
Holy tamale.
Somebody dropped the set out of the room. All right. Wayne Abraham, Michael Hunt, Ken Kinka, Sally Milliken, Gigi Renaud. And they are going to receive not only a certificate, but a pin that I hope that they will proudly wear. And what the certificate says, in appreciation of tangible and significant assistance given for the furtherance of better understanding and friendly relations among peoples of the world. So I congratulate each of you.
Right.
Okay. All right, and now we have a few that I want to recognize who are above the $1,000 and have given more to our Rotary Foundation, and I'm not sure I've seen all of them here tonight. At a +1 is Dennis Newman, and I don't think I saw him, but he was on the list. But I do know that Ralph Jones is on the list for a +1.
Right, Ralph.
And we have a +2, meaning giving $3,000 to our Rotary Foundation, and that is Dr. Guy Rambondo, who planned this event, so give him a big hand. and I don't think he's here, but I'm going to say it anyway. Mid-Middleton, he's still got great attendance, but not only was he going to get a +4, but he was also going to get a +5. So he's on the fast track to becoming a major donor. So when you see Mid, and we'll do this at a club meeting, we certainly will congratulate him on that. And one other thing I'd like to say is this club is tremendous in terms of our support of our Rotary Foundation. As of today, we have contributed over $25,000 to our Rotary Foundation, and our per capita giving is about $280. We have 12 Paul Harris Society members in this club, meaning that they give $1,000 a year to our Rotary Foundation, which is incredible. So thank you for all you do for the good in the world that we do.
All right, thank you, Mike. So, on to our, you know what? We forgot one thing.
We did.
And we've got to do it. Where's Buster?
What I'm talking about.
Now, you know, my favorite thing about these awards is that at Gate City Rotary, you do not get a Paul Harris Fellow. You get a Paul Harris Fellow. So it's just the greatest. It's just my favorite thing about it. You get a Paul Harris Fellow. So I know we got Happy Dollars. I know we got, look at it, Jim Kennedy back from Atlanta.
Great segue, Buster, because I you know, as Mike referenced, we got back from the Atlanta conference. If any of you have any idea how exciting it is to go to an international conference, go to Toronto next year, next June. You will not be disappointed. You will come back more enthused than ever about Rotary, I guarantee you.
You're from Canada.
Free help.
You can go to Tim Hortons.
Going in 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Susie and I actually had our 36th wedding anniversary yesterday.
I'm excited to announce that Jimmy and I are going to be grandparents. Our daughters.
I want to thank the great job that the crew here at Starman did, Ken and Brad and all the guys. And I mean, this is a great venue. They did a great job.
Yeah.
So Bo and I love our kids dearly. We think the world of them, but when people ask us, most of the time we always say, well, they're just regular kids. But we got a phone call last week, and we actually have a real bright child.
It's always a surprise.
Doesn't it feel like Rotary to have Nisi in the building?
Yay!
Well, continuing along on the family theme, we were up in Boone this weekend, and our oldest son got engaged.
All right.
Well, Ralph, I thought about you this week, and I thought about something Grandpappy Lewis always used to say. He said, I always wanted to be someone special, but now I realize I should have been more specific.
Well done, Grandpappy. And Buster, thank you so much for your service every week. You do an amazing job with the happy dollars and the humor that you bring. Give Buster a round of applause. Buster, you didn't win anything else, so that's the best I can do.
Can I keep the money?
All right, so let's hand out some more hardware. Sean, come on down. As you guys know, Sean has been our fearless secretary all year, and man, what a bang-up job he's done.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to hand out some attendance awards for us.
All right, well, first, I'd like to thank everyone here for their efforts and attendance, because they paid off. As you know, we won first in the district, and made my job very easy. Thank you for that. Now, with the, start with Mr. Wayne Abraham. Perfect attendance.
What in the world?
Mr. Ken Kinka. Perfect attendance. Good job. Sally Middleton. Gigi Renan.
When they call your name, come on down. You got to get quiet. It's all right, Sally.
Thank you, Sally. Thank you, Gigi. Steve Scott. Bridget Ruggiero. Judy Brumley. Matt Foster.
Matthew.
Oh, Matthew. Dennis McCarr. Chris Neal. Thanks, sir. Justin Plummer. Lisa Simpson. Tony Villa. With 2 years, perfect attendance, Alex Pham. Tom Phoenix. Guy Rabondo. Jeff Tillman. Come on down, Jeff. Mike Allen. Now with 3 years, perfect attendance, Sean Roberts. John Nossick. Erica Parker.
Show me the socks.
No matching socks?
No, not at all.
With 4 years perfect attendance, Dale Hopkins. Walt Howell. James Pegram. Tom Richardson. Jim Kennedy. One of the surviving Kennedys.
You can never go.
With 5 years perfect attendance, Cooper Trotter. With 6 years perfect attendance, Ross Geller. With 7 years perfect attendance, Ralph Jones.
Except that one time.
Our president, Chris Justice. With 8 years perfect attendance, Dan Quinn. I still think he's a good football coach despite the Super Bowl. With 9 years perfect attendance, Tom Nelson. Jonathan Smith. With 10 years perfect attendance, Tony Humeyer.
Tony's only been in the club 89 years.
With 12 years perfect attendance, Bobby Christensen. Dale Meltzer. With 13 years perfect attendance, David Graves. Chip Person. With 14 years perfect attendance, Mike Slang. With 15 years perfect attendance, Kelly Harrell. With 18 years perfect attendance, Buster Lewis. Tom Sears. Chip Vale. This person's attendance is old enough to drink with 21 years perfect attendance, James Edwards. With an impressive 27 years perfect attendance, Mike Conrad. And perfect attendance since I was 2 years old, with 28 years perfect attendance, Judge Hassel. Once again, thank you for your efforts and attendance. Thank you.
She does this to me every time. I try to start talking, she leaves the room. Come on back in and sit down. All right, so we're going to move it along a bit. I wanted to First of all, thank my daughter Kaylee for being an outstanding co-host for tonight. Also, I sent him an email privately thanking him before, but I want to thank him, publicly. And I truly mean this. I pick on the assistant governors a little bit for, it was a little weird. Y'all got to admit. They were at our meetings all the time. Really. There was a stretch there. I think we went like 8 weeks where we had, some AG, past district governor or district governor. Heck, we even had like an RI president at some point. It was ridiculous, all year. But in all seriousness, Claudia and Susie were our assistant governors. Susie was actually the assistant governor for our club, but they really worked in tandem. And you want to talk about making it easy. I said it to many people along the way. If we didn't achieve Gold Club or if we slipped as a club, that was my fault, because these guys, really made it easy with the checklist and the reminders. So please give them a round of applause for helping us. Tom Richardson is responsible for the amazing slideshow that you guys saw tonight. And he really typifies what I've had the privilege of working with all year. And that is the most incredibly capable and amazing group of people that anybody could possibly hope to know. As many of you guys know, this year was one of the most challenging years I've lived through personally. My Rotary year started off well enough. I was finally done with the hard part. The stress of the fundraising was behind me. Ralph had just hit an absolute home run on his fundraiser. I managed to fill up Dan's year with the speakers. And I remember standing, at the podium last year and noticing that my wife Stephanie, she really couldn't stay in her seat. She was in too much pain, and she spent the better part of the evening, running out to try to control that. She'd been in the hospital 3 times up to that point in 2016. A lot of you probably didn't know that, but she'd already had 3 visits up to that point, and we knew more trouble was brewing. We knew surgery was coming, and we were prepared for that. She'd been in the hospital, she'd be in the hospital for a week at most, followed by a recovery at home. We knew she'd have a second surgery a few weeks later, and she'd be all better by Christmas. Most of you know that she was in the hospital for over 90 days, stretching from October through the next 5 months. Having 4 surgeries, each more invasive than the next. Her recovery continues to some extent even today, but the good news is that she's getting a lot better. Out of respect for her privacy, I didn't really talk about it a lot. But it got to the point where, brief explanations really weren't good enough anymore. Throughout it all, she stayed so strong and supportive. She planned meals from her hospital bed. She ordered groceries from 3 counties away. She did Christmas and birthday shopping. And she encouraged me to take care of whatever I needed to, even when that meant that my face was in a laptop some nights instead of paying attention to her. We got to bell ringing, and she did come along. She was 30 pounds lighter at that point. And it really did look like a scene out of Weekend at Bernie's. We kind of propped her up on that. We propped her up against that brick post right outside of Outdoor Provisions, and then went for it. But I'm happy to say that she is here tonight. I've got about, 2/3 of the way back on, maybe, about that. And I just want everybody to give her a huge round of applause.
Chris, I don't recall Brett discussing his wife's weight.
Just you wait, Quinn. Cookie gave me some notes.
Stephanie is my biggest sock supporter.
He actually got a preview of the slideshow, and when I looked at it for the first time, I was absolutely amazed at the volume of activity that Gate City Rotary has done over the last year. When I gave my comments at the beginning of the year, I highlighted a bunch of goals, and boy, did Gate City deliver. We achieved our membership goals. Our service projects were a huge success. We were back to ringing the bell for 2 weeks, which was important. And then we did not have to beg members to fill the slots, thanks to Buddy the Elf. In fact, Dale did not have to crack the whip much at all to get volunteers this year. Our scholarship fund is almost at $200,000.
Wow.
I checked the balance just before coming tonight, and I want to say that at the end of May, we were at $187,000, and we have budgeted to deposit, I believe, $7,500, somewhere in that neighborhood. So that's going to put us really close to $200,000. When Dan and I talked about the 3-year plan a little over 4 years ago, I guess, I'm not sure we had any idea that Gate City could do what it has accomplished in such a short time. We won Gold Club, of course. Most importantly, we made the world a better place. We fund over 10 local organizations with our past president's grants. We were approved for 3 district grants. We supported all of the district level projects. And our own Dan Quinn continues to work on a global grant, which still has life in it, right? Right. Very good. We provided a ton of canned goods along the way. We supported Toys for Tots, which is bags and bags of toys at our Christmas party. We cleaned streets. We built, we rebuilt, we cooked, raising money for children of Vietnam. We rang bells. We hosted an exchange student this year, and we won the attendance award. And as Mike's already pointed out, we supported our Rotary Foundation, and I didn't know that number before tonight, Mike, and I'd say that's pretty good. I think every president is partial to their own board, and I can say that this board was absolutely exceptional. There were no weak links on this board. Having been a previous weak link, I know how to identify them, and I can tell you that there was not one on this board. Everyone on my board did their jobs and more. And I wanted to take a moment to recognize them. When I call your name, I want you to come up. And the gift this year, I just went with Dan's idea. I figured if I went with alcohol, I'd be good. So we have a box with a nice bottle of Cabernet in there with you, so be careful while you're with that at the table. All right, so up first, Erica Parker. Come on down, Erica. Erica is raising amazing daughters. She is elevating herself in her career. Along the way, she donated a major organ. And she's going to continue to inspire youth at the district level. Thank you. Tom, if you can break away from the camera.
Yeah, man.
Tom took care of our public image. We do. He's recorded and posted every meeting. He's gotten our club a ton of recognition. And he isn't loud about it, but he brings a ton of that value added to this club. Cheryl, where are you at? Come on down. Cheryl David is membership. I really shouldn't have to say more than 20 members in 2 years. All right? 20 members. Won a National Club Builder Award, and our membership, thanks to her, is as strong as ever. Thank you. I'm going to go off script for just a second. I had a member email me. This member's been in the club a long time, and when I sent out the lovely email about the dues increase, you're welcome. I did get some feedback, and all of the feedback was positive. One of the members did inquire about this idea that maybe we had members on the roll that really weren't active anymore, and they weren't truly members. And because let's face it, back in the day when Golf Club's always been a focus, and all the clubs in the district played games with, keeping people on the roll and, dropping them at certain times. I can tell you that, thanks to Dan Quinn, Gate City Rotary has not done that for the last 2 years. All right? This club has no dead weight. Now, there's some members that might not come to every meeting. We have reached out as a board to every one of those members, and every one of those members wants to stay on the rolls. So this club has absolutely no dead weight, and we have really the entire club to thank for that. And give yourself some help. Up next is service. Come on up, Dale. Now, one would think that the service stuff just takes care of itself. Right? I mean, it just happens, right? Well, that's not exactly true. Dale plans these projects, and he really is the one that makes it easy for the rest of us to volunteer our time. We owe this man a huge round of applause. Conrad, come on down. So, I was assembling my team last year, and Mike Conrad approaches me after a meeting and says, hey, I'm not doing anything. I'm about to retire. and I'm just sort of laughing to myself, because, foundation's actually a hard sell. I mean, it is not an easy position to fill. It's actually a difficult position. He comes up and volunteers it, and if I didn't have an all-star team up to that point, I signed Michael Jordan whenever he came up. All right, so next up, my boy Chris Neal. Come on down, Chris. Chris is our treasurer. Y'all don't have to play. I know, the guy that sends you the bill, y'all want him to do the one tap.
I got liquor.
You got the polite clap. But no, Chris is our treasurer. And, we had been talking a long time. Hey, Chris, don't go anywhere. Hey, we've been talking a long time about making treasurer and secretary 2-year positions. That's actually super important to the club. Because
That was not explained to me.
Yeah, he's right. But we've been talking about making it 2 years, and we wanted to stagger them. So, the two that we got to fill treasurer and secretary this year, it worked out perfect because Chris was voluntold that he would be a 2-year treasurer, and the secretary, we knew we were only going to have Sean for 1 year, anyway. So he graciously agreed to do that. So it really worked out perfectly. And you want to talk about somebody that just dove into the job. Chris Neal, he jumped into this like he's being paid for it. So, round of applause. This brings us to Sean in the bow tie club. Come on down, Sean.
You look like an attorney.
All right, so Sean did take on secretary knowing that it was only going to be a one-year commitment. But secretary, I mean, I did it for 2 years. It is no joke. Secretary is, Chip, you've been a secretary before. I mean, it is a tough job. And it's gotten a little bit more automated over the years, but it's a hard job, and it's a very, very steep learning curve. Sean tackled it, did an exemplary job. And Sean, can we announce where you're going to be in the fall? Can we say that?
Absolutely.
All right, so Sean is going to continue being a volunteer. He's going to be a Tennessee volunteer. He's off to law school to Tennessee.
All right. Good job.
All right, Chip Bell, come on down. Chip Bell was our fundraising chair. Now, when anybody accepts the job as president, he or she agrees to chair the fundraiser. And I've said it before, and I will say it as long as I'm in Gate City Rotary, fundraising chair sucks. It's terrible. It is terrible. It's because it's stressful.
You're only saying that because Walt's not here.
It's stressful, but we have to have it. We have to have a fundraising chair. The fundraising that Gate City does, we do it once a year. It's a huge drag. I know it for 10 weeks, and for the fundraising chair, it's really more like 9 months. But for the rest of the club, it's a strain. It's a tough job. But you know what? He said yes. He tackled it. And how about the 4th home run in a row for Gate City? Huge. Over $36,000 net, thanks to that man right there.
Nice job.
Yeah.
All you aspiring presidents, don't believe what he just said. This club is so good about getting behind the fundraiser. Thank you, guys.
He's right about the club getting behind you, but it still does. All right, Ralph, come on down. Ralph was obviously my president-elect. He hit a home run at his fundraiser as well. He has spent the last year not only planning for our speakers for, I'll give you the template. But no, he's been planning speakers for the club all year long. He's done a bang-up job with that. All the while he's been preparing to be president. And all you AGs, earmuffs for a second. All right, because listen, they make you do so much training. It's crazy. Like, he has had to go to so many extra things. They make him start going to president meetings in January. He ain't even president until tonight, and he has to go to all the meetings starting in January. It is insane what they make these president-elects do. But he did it, and he's prepared. Thank you. All right, so Chip Person's not here tonight. As you guys know, he was here a little bit earlier. He actually opened the bar at 5. Chip had to go interview a couple people. That's the only time that he could get it in, so he had to bail on us before dinner. But you guys know he's Mr. Rotary. He's been the past president's committee representative on our board for as many years as I can remember. He plans 505s almost every week, and should be told pretty much every day. He brings a ton of years of Rotary experience. He's a past president, and he's been a really, really valuable voice at our board meetings and to me personally when I needed someone to talk to about something. So he's been great. Guy Rabondo.
Hey, guy.
Really, I think the highest compliment that I can pay anybody on a board is that I just never had to worry about his position, ever. I mean, sort of like Dale, the events just happened. I mean,
I like to party.
and I know it didn't seem like it to Guy and to Carrie, but every event that we've had that Guy's been responsible for has been top notch, tonight included. You know, this is Guy. The Christmas party, Carrie and Guy. And that was an absolutely amazing event. So, hey, you've been amazing. Thank you. I think that's it for our board members. All right, so we're going to hand out some real hardware now. All right, so y'all ready for the big awards? Okay, so the first award I'm going to hand out. So presidents get a little bit of discretion on this stuff, and I have 2 President's Awards to hand out. The first one I'm going to hand out, this person is a fixture at every Rotary event, every project. He's the first one to volunteer. He has been our Sergeant at Arms. He has taken on the job of Secretary next year. And the only reason he's winning this award is because he's not eligible to be Rookie of the Year. He's a prior Rotarian, but I wanted to make sure I recognize Steve Scott. Yeah. All right, so my other President's Award, he decided to bail on me at the last minute, but I told you guys last year that Chip Person could be Rotarian of the Year every year. I mean, he really could. I mean, that guy, he's Mr. Rotary. He started a project called Enduring Gratitude. He pretty much is the pig stock team. He's been an important part of the board. I mean, he's chaired the past President's Committee for years. He plans the 505s. He wrote a district grant. I mean, the guy really does everything, so even though he bailed on us, let's give him a round of applause. All right, so now we're going to get down to, I mean, we're getting deep into the Oscars now. These are big. So, Board Member of the Year. So this Rotarian is last year's Rookie of the Year. He tackled one of the hardest jobs in Rotary. He has single-handedly gotten our accounts receivable way down from where it was. He's been part of just about every hard decision that we've had to make as a board. And really the thing I like most about him is his curiosity. He really wants to know how things work, why they work the way they do. He's an amazing student of, I'm guessing, everything he does. Outstanding individual, Chris Neal. All right, Rookie of the Year. So this might have been the hardest call of all. When you have 20 members, and let me just tell you kind of how Rookie of the Year works. You know, because we do changing of the guard in the summer, we really have kind of an 18-month look-back period is kind of what we do, you know, to make it fair, just, you know, with how people come into the club. When we were talking about this as a board, there were at least 5 Rotarians in the running for this, and really every single one of them was enormously qualified. And to those of you who did not win this award, I will tell you, I had the misfortune of being in the same class as Dan Quinn, so I feel your pain. Yeah, Dan won in my year. I'm not bitter or anything. This Rotarian has shown up to just about everything. Taking a position on this next year's board. shown an amazing amount of initiative and will be an extremely, extremely impactful Rotarian. Lisa Simpson. All right. So really, we're getting down to best picture stuff now. All right. This one's service above self. Hope. It's a simple concept, and it's really easy for people in our country to have it. Really, even the most needy people in the United States are almost always close to help. But what if you didn't have any hope? What if you were in a place where you just had to accept your plight, regardless of how horrible that place might be? This Rotarian started a project called Hope Ride. Hope Ride partners with a group called Reaching a Generation, which is a South African charity and ministry with the mission to help children. Using an epic bike ride as the platform, David Crabtree and his teams have been back to Africa every year since 2011 to help raise funds, minister, and introduce something that there is all too little of. That is hope. Fresh water delivered through wells built with funds David has helped raise, coupled with the positive ministry David delivers, really changes lives. This year's Service Above Self, David Crabtree. Showtime, Rotarian of the Year. All right, this Rotarian is a quiet leader. He's very, very mission-oriented. Can come off as a little abrupt at times, but I can assure you he has a heart of absolute gold. He does more than any of you will ever know behind the scenes. He doesn't ask for, or I suspect really want any recognition for it. In fact, he does things, really he does everything he can do to keep his contributions quiet. Whether you all know it or not, he's the first one at every service project and the last to leave. He has spent an enormous amount of time to further Rotary's efforts. He's a great sponsor for our fundraisers. He's been the most successful project chair I can remember because he's earned the respect and admiration of his fellow Rotarians. And we just wanted to support his efforts. Dale Hopkins. All right, I have one more thing that I wanted to hand out, and I just thought this would be kind of cool. Something, a little tradition that hopefully presidents after me will continue. I don't know if you guys remember, but at the changing of the guard, actually it wasn't changing of the guard, it was one of our early meetings in the year. Tim Albertson came to the club and visited. As you guys know, Tim's the past president of Gate City. He has moved on and doesn't even live in Greensboro anymore. But when he's in town, he connects with some Gate City Rotarians and he comes to visit when he can. He brought me Gate City's first Gold Club, 1999. It's Gate City's first Gold Club award, and Tim was president when Gate City won this award. And we've won it every year since. We're one of 2 clubs that have won it every year since its inception. It doesn't feel right to keep it. So what I would like to do, and what I hope my successors will do, is just pass it down to the next president. So Ralph, come on down. That you can't win your own gold.
That's actually how I was going to reply.
You still have to win your own, but that would be a great guy in your life. Guys, thank you so much for the opportunity to serve Gate City Rotary. It's been a great 3-year run. The most important goal that I articulated last year, whenever I gave my comments, was that I wanted our members to find their place in Rotary. I wanted you all to run 2 jobs instead of running away from them, and boy, did you guys deliver. The individuals who make up the board we're about to install heard that call. It is with great optimism and pride that I ask Claudia Kennedy to come forward and install the new board.
I am overwhelmed and awed at the strength and the friendship and the energy of this club. Now, I didn't plan to say this, but I will. And that is, I have more than one time in various district meetings bragged about a particular club that is so good, they don't have to recruit members. Visitors ask to join the club. And I never really ever say who the club is. Everybody thinks it's my club. But it's not, it's Gate City. So thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight and to and be able to install your new board members that will continue, board members and officers that will continue to succeed and have the great opportunity and successes that you've seen over the last year that will continue into this next year. And we are about to install very capable people who you have chosen to be the leaders for the club in the coming year. So as each person is announced, I ask you to come forward and to bring your significant other, except for Steve, who's by himself, so I'll pin you. So, will you please, Ralph, come forward, Chip, Walt, Steve, you're here, Steve, come, you're with me, Chris, Neil, Matthew Foster, Lisa, Mike, Conrad, and Jeff Tillman. Now first we are going to install Mr. Ralph, President, and then we will do the board. So Ralph, you've been selected by the members of this Rotary Club to guide its affairs during the coming year. You've been entrusted with an important responsibility that will help shape your club's future. You've been elected to the office of President by the Rotary Club of Gate City by its members. It is an expression of their confidence in your leadership. So please repeat after me as you take the oath. I, Ralph Jones,
I, Ralph Jones,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly
that
swear
I will faithfully execute the office of President of the Gate City Rotary Club.
I will faithfully
Execute
execute
the office
of President of
so far, and that I will, to the best of my ability,
I will, to the best of my ability,
give support and assistance to the District Governor, Lloyd Navarro.
And I will, to the best of my ability, give support and assistance to the District Governor, Lloyd Navarro,
and to Rotary
and to
International,
Rotary International.
and that I will uphold the Constitution
I will uphold the Constitution
and bylaws of this club.
and bylaws of this club.
Thank you.
Attaway.
It's a really good job. And now for officers and directors, you've been elected, okay, we're going to put this in. You've been elected to the important positions in the to the administration of the Gate City Rotary Club. This is an indication of your fellow Rotarians' esteem and confidence in all of you. They also believe you all uphold the traditions of the club and that you will give the best of your executive ability to the furtherance of the interest of your club in carrying forward the object of Rotary. Please answer this question with the affirmative. Will you fulfill the responsibilities of your offices to the best of your ability and in accordance with the Constitution and bylaws of this club?
Yes.
That's good. I hereby declare the new officers and director installed and give President Ralph the gavel as a symbol of the transfer of administration of this club.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I learned quickly.
And do you, and now, where are we, what are we going to do?
Yes.
Get some of the gavel.
You're up.
Thank you, Dream Team. Justin, did you already put your pen on?
No, that's fine.
Thank you.
It's right here.
You put it over here in the corner. Chris has been making my week very hard. He picks on me every time I talk to him.
Can you move this along? We got it.
Yeah. I walked into the room tonight and he said, "Are you nervous? You seem nervous." No, I'm not nervous. He said, "Everything hinges on your remarks tonight." Past, present, pen, you finally got it, Chris. Truly one of the best presidents I've ever done. Chris Justice, President of Gate City Rotary, 2016-2017, presented with sincere appreciation for your dedication to and leadership of the Gate City Rotary Club. He profits most who deserves best, and no one's more deserving.
Thanks.
All right, so this is my show, huh?
Yeah.
All year I've been telling Chris, I'm not sure I'm going to do this. First things first.
Remember when I said entertain me or I quit?
That's right. Oh, I know. That's the plan, Chris. You will be entertained this year, guys. I promise.
Can we have guns this year?
If you like having fun. Here we go.
It's crooked round.
That's all right. All right, so many people think tonight. First off, Gate City, for the opportunity for letting me lead your club. It's humbling and honored. I am humbled and honored. Thanks again to Chris and his board and an outstanding job. They did a phenomenal job this year. Something to desire, but I've got the dream team and we're going to rock it. Thanks for Cookie, Claudia, and Susie, our dignitaries from our district, for coming here. Very importantly, thank you, Wendy. 25 years, you've supported me. What the heck's happening? This wasn't supposed to happen. This is not planned. This is not in my script. 25 years of supporting me. If it wasn't for her, guys, I would not be here. I can guarantee you that. Lastly, I'd like to thank a group of guys and past presidents who asked me 2.5 years ago to take this position. And as some of you know, people say that public speaking is second to death as far as fear goes. So I really want to give a special thanks to Mike and Buster, or Kelly, Mike, Buster, and who else was there that lovely evening? Chip. Yeah, Chip is not here tonight, but thank you guys for allowing me to do this every week for a year. That's very sincere. Really good at it. Yeah. Thank you very much. I owe you big. In preparation of my new duties, I reached out to some of the past presidents for their wisdom and advice. The first few I spoke with were, just say no. Because it's impossible to say yes to all the requests that come your way from the club and the district. Another said, establish your vision and follow its path. One said, trust your decisions. And in the same breath added, no president ever died after making decisions in Rotary. However, I'd like everyone to know in advance if any bad decisions do occur or they're recognized by anyone, please blame it on the board. It's not me. Another added, this is a good friend of mine, always remember the reason you're doing what you're doing. Excuse me. This happened in Guatemala years ago. And that's the help of it. It's a lot bigger than you and me. And finally, the most obvious and unanimous advice given by all of them, win the Gold Club. Not a lot of pressure, 19 in now, I think. So I really don't have a choice. With the dream team I've got and the district I've got, their support, I feel very confident we're going to get there. So how are we going to do that? We're going to do exactly what District Governor Lloyd Navarro tells me to do. Fortunately, at Gate City, we already do about 80% of the requirements needed to hit Gold Club and be awarded a presidential citation, which is one of my goals this year. And like they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But we do intend to keep making it better. Lloyd's goals remain closely aligned to previous district governors from the past, with significant focus on retaining and growing membership. He would like to see every member, and this is where we're a little bit different, every member sponsor a prospect to visit the club. I think other clubs say, invite a guest to become a member. I just would like to see every member invite someone to the club. The rest will do it part with our successful club. Often, as we know, the ask will bring the prospective member, or no, it's just the ask that will bring a prospect member to the meeting and then have them later join. Another big initiative he has this year is to continue our momentum with the District Rush Project, Rotarians United to Stop Hunger. Unfortunately, at the end of 2014, Guilford County was ranked #1 in the United States for people who had difficulties in securing food. Almost 70% of the students out there are on free lunch in their school, so we really want to stand behind this project. He wants everybody in the club to become a sustained member, which we are, as well as make a Polio Plus contribution in the End Polio Now. Guys, I'm happy to report in 2017, year to date, we have had 4 cases in Afghanistan, 2 in Pakistan, 0 in Nigeria. I mean, it could happen possibly this year. We could eradicate polio in the entire world. Our foundation giving truly makes a difference in the world, so we'll definitely be hearing more mentioned throughout the year and how we can further help others who are unable to help themselves. And now my board's goals. This goes back to the advice received from one of the past presidents. Establish your vision. During my year, I'd like to focus on 2 areas: youth and feeding the hungry. I know that doesn't sound too much out of the box from what we already do, but I'd like to expand and increase our efforts. First, I'd like to establish an Interact Club at Kaiser Middle School. When watching the presentations at district conference, the passion from the middle schoolers blew me away. And it seemed to come with no burden or no hidden agenda with them. Sometimes, as you know, high schoolers can find themselves a little distracted with building resumes and, doing their own things. But it was just really, it felt so good inside to watch it. And it just so happens I have an ambassador to lead the way, who was my daughter, who's a rising 8th grader at Kaiser. We will continue to strengthen our ties with Paige, and I would also like to help form and interact at Grimsley High School, who surprisingly does not have a club, being as large a school as they are. Doing this will also allow the middle schoolers at Kaiser to continue their good works and efforts in the high school. As far as feeding the community, the stats I mentioned are truly staggering, and how can you not stand behind this mission? This year I will keep everyone posted on district events, as well as opportunities we have outside our weekly meetings to bring cans of food or help in other food drives and acts of service. With little effort, we can make a real difference and provide food for those in need. We will also be adding a little spice to our year this year, or to our meetings. We're going to be holding one meeting every quarter away from our normal morning meeting. I hope everyone welcomes the opportunity to visit some different locations to continue our fellowship and help our club get more recognition. For service, I don't see a lot of changes with projects that have been so successful that we're involved in, but do want to examine a couple of opportunities that have been brought to my attention. So to prevent from getting fired before I even start, those opportunities will be tabled until a later point this year. But I got a good one. As you've noticed, we've had some newer members that make up the board this year. I've asked them to reach out to veteran members to utilize their experience and welcome their advice. I also encourage those veteran members to engage themselves with our new members. It's crucial for our future success. Some of my favorite memories these last 10 years have been listening to folks who have been in the club for many more years than me, and the stories they share and the fun they've had. Lawrence Mann's a perfect example. I remember hearing Lawrence's studies when I first joined the club and just fell in love with him. I would see him at the gym in the morning. He was the only person that could work out and build muscles and lose weight by reading magazines down in the block. Finally, our district governor, Lloyd Navarro, talks about his Rotary why. I had to ask myself, why did I join Rotary? At that time, I was 40 years old. I grew up in Greensboro and have been here most of my life, and really just thought it was my duty to give back to the city that had been so good to me. But over time, Rotary, more specifically Gate City, has become so much more than that. Every meeting I attend, service project I participate in, and every dollar I give, I realize I am making a positive difference in someone's life. No matter what your reason was for joining the club, I can guarantee that your passion to help people locally, regionally, and even globally is now much more rewarding than you ever thought it would be due to Gate City Rotary. I'll leave you with a quote from Gandhi that has been branded in my thoughts and actions from the first time I heard it. I hope it sticks with you as well. It reads, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in service of others." I'm very excited about the future and looking forward to a fun, successful 2017-18 year. Thank you guys all for your support.